Hello and welcome back to the Football Debate. With the Champions League making its triumphant return this past week, we here thought we'd share with you our picks for our top 10 favourite goals from the greatest club competition on the planet. Number 10, Ronald Koeman. An absolute rock at the back with a foot on him like the proverbial traction engine, Koeman was known for releasing a number of long-range efforts throughout his illustrious career. Perhaps none more famous than this shot against Porto in the 1993-94 season in the UEFA Champions League semi-final, where he picks it up from an absolute mile out and absolutely smashes it into the top corner. It's a ridiculous hit and we've put it at number 10 on our list. Number 9, Alessandro Florenzi. The marauding fullback Alessandro Florenzi has scored a fair share of goals during his career, however none more noteworthy than this one against Barcelona in the Champions League group stages. Florenzi picks up the ball just inside his own half, runs down the line unopposed and just thinks, I'm just gonna hit this, and he does, and it flies past Marc-Andre ter Stegen. The sheer audacity to have a shot from that angle and that distance puts Florenzi at number 9 on our list. Number 8, Lucho Gonzales. An underrated midfield general, Lucho Gonzales showed that he not only had the poise and the ability to play in that central midfield, but he also had the skill and the ability to hit a ball absolutely perfectly on the volley, as he showed in this game in 2006 against Hamburg. As soon as it leaves Gonzales' boot, you know exactly where it's going, as does the keeper, so why does he even bother trying? It's an absolutely exceptional strike and surely a highlight of the Portuguese international's career. Number 7, Mikkel Nilsson. Not a household name by any stretch of the imagination unless you were a Gothenburg fan or in fact lived in the same house as him. Mikkel Nilsson made an absolute name for himself by scoring not one but two absolutely ridiculous goals in this game. The first one a dipping long range effort, but it's this banana shot free kick that we're going to put in our top 10. This swerving effort from the Swede absolutely bamboozled the PSV wall, bamboozled the PSV goalkeeper and left everyone collectively going, how in the name of Christ did he actually do that? Number 6, Samuel Eto'o. Often criticised, the nomadic and enigmatic striker was capable of moments of absolute brilliance and genius as he demonstrated in this Champions League group game against the Greek giants Panathinaikos. As the ball is played through to him, Eto'o is in on goal, could just run in, round the keeper, pop it in the net, no baller. But nope, decides to hit it first time on the angle, bends it right over the keeper into the top corner, first time. It was a moment of absolute brilliance and genius from the man, and it's possibly a microcosm of what his career should have been. Number 5, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Speaking of enigmatic, it doesn't get any more enigmatic than the Swedish madman himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Whilst playing for PSG, Ibrahimovic became their record goal scorer, and this possibly is one of the very finest that he's ever scored for any club. As the ball comes across to him, he just absolutely fires it off his right foot into the back of the net past the keeper, who has absolutely no clue what's just flown past him. What I love about this goal is the absolute violence of it. There's just something very primal about seeing someone smack a football as hard as they possibly can into the back of the net, and hoping against hope that the net will actually come off. Yes, he may be cocky, he may be arrogant, he may be a bit mad, but when he scores goals like this, I think he has every right to be fair to him. Number 4, Hugo Almeida. Falling into the category of how the arse did he get signed for a professional football club, Hugo Almeida never really made much of an impact anywhere he went. Although impact is the word that describes this goal absolutely perfectly, as he hits a 35-yard free kick, absolutely fires it past the Inter Milan goalkeeper. As we were talking about in the last goal by Ibrahimovic, there's something primal about seeing someone kick a football as hard as they can. Well, my God, if you're into that, then get the trousers off because you're going to have a great time watching this goal. Number 3, Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course he had to make it onto this list somewhere. Cristiano Ronaldo's infamous overhead kick against Juventus in the 2018 sums up the man as a whole. It was a perfect storm of timing, vision, athleticism, skill and sheer audacity as Ronaldo throws himself up in the air, throws the legs over and absolutely connects perfectly with the ball as it flies into the back of the Juventus net. What a coincidence, it's against the side that he signed for this past summer, and they will be hoping that he can recreate this in some shape, or actually no, I'm sure if he just scores loads of tap-ins and they win the Champions League, they'll be happy enough. Number 2, Maru Brezza. Yes, I am fully aware that half of you are going, who the arse is Maru Brezza? And you would be right too. The Argentinian was playing for Fiorentina in Italy at this stage of his career when he scored this absolute worldie. Now you think Ronaldo's overhead kick is the best in the history of the Champions League. This lad absolutely outdoes it to the nth degree. When the ball's coming to you about 30-35 yards out, you or I, the normal people, would think, I'll just take this down, pass it off to the right hand side and take no further responsibility. Not in the case of Maru Brezza, where he takes it on the chest, bicycle kicks it, overhead kick, into the back of the bloody net. Ludicrous. Utterly ludicrous, and I will put this up against Ronaldo's and say this is a better overhead kick than Cristiano Ronaldo's any day of the week. Number 1, Zinedine Zidane. Of course it had to be Zinedine Zidane's volley against Leverkusen in the 2002 Champions League final. It's absolutely perfect. You've seen it a million times and you're going to see it one more time, because there's nothing I can say that hasn't already been said or that you can't feel just by looking at this goal. As the ball comes across, he gets his left foot, his supposedly weaker foot by the way, up to essentially head height, connects with it perfectly, and it flies into the back of the Bayer Leverkusen net. So there we are, those are our picks for the top 10 Champions League goals in the history of the competition. Now there's no doubt that we have left out potentially thousands of goals that could have made it into this list, so be sure and let us know in the comment section below what your favourite Champions League goal of all time is, or what goals you would put in your own top 10 list, and you never know, maybe we might make another one. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you're notified of when we make new videos. So until the next time, thank you once again for watching and we will see you in the next one.